Good morning and welcome to what is a critical week for our London and Amsterdam marathon training. And in this weekly vlog, we're going to talk about that final push, that little bit extra that you could do over the next few weeks that could make a difference on race day. So guys, you join us in, like I said at the start, a critical week for marathon training. Let me know in the comments, are you doing London, New York, Amsterdam? Let us know down there. And where are you in your training? So we're getting to the sharp end of business. We're getting to that point where it's only like one or two more long runs to go. Now we're just out bumbling along today, getting a little bit of distance for our legs, nothing mental, as we try and sort of cement our weekly mileage. But I thought I wanted this week to talk a little bit about these sort of final weeks before the taper, because they can really make a difference on race day. And I'm going to tell you why and what I'm doing over the next few weeks, and hopefully that might give you some pointers as well. So it doesn't really matter whether you've got 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever it is. But basically this period of time, I want you to think about it like I do, which is we're sort of nearing the top of the mountain. It makes me laugh, Size it, Bo. Say hello, Si.
Hello, sir.
Is that, brother, I was talking about this with clients this week, it reminds me of Snowdon. Do you remember when we got to, if you know what Snowdon is, guy, by the way, it's one of the tallest mountains in the UK. But we got to a point in Snowdon, which is like marathon training. We got to this point and we thought we'd reached the top. Yeah. And we all went mental. Sprinted off. And actually we had another bit to go.
Best part of half a mile to go.
Yeah, best part of half a mile. We was blowing. And marathon training at this stage is a bit like that. You've sort of done all that hard work of getting what you think is to the top, and you're tired, you're leggy, you're fatigued like we are today. I mean, we came out here and both went, oh, legs are a bit stiff.
Yeah.
But you've still got to do that final push. And that's
not quite there.
We're not quite there, and that's the thing. And that's why I say I wanted to make this video this week about that final push, because we're having to do it, and you're probably having to do it. But that final push, honestly, on race day, can make a huge difference. So when we say the final push, what does that feel like? What does that mean? Now, if you didn't know, I'm coming up to do get my 5th London Marathon medal. And I think this is going to be like either my 8th or 9th marathon. So, done a few blocks. I wouldn't say I'm still experienced enough to 100% know what I'm talking about, because marathon training blocks, you learn, didn't you, Si? Every time.
Oh, definitely. Everyone's
different. And even, I think the guys who've done like 100 marathons will still say they're still learning. But I think I've now got in my head, and so some of that's down to the obviously coaching work that I've done and experience through that, but is that how much difference that final push can make. Those 3 weeks, you know, before your taper, and then adding in the taper, it can make a difference, because you've done all that conditioning, the stamina building, you put the speed through your legs, you built that sort of resistance and endurance to this huge amount of time on feet. You know, what was that 21.5 mile? How long was we on our feet for? 3.5?
Just under 4 hours.
Just under 4 hours, right? So you built that endurance and that sort of bounce back ability in your training. But these next 2 or 3 weeks is all about that conditioning and topping up, you know, those sort of reserves and fine-tuning everything for that marathon. And as I say, you will notice it on race day. And the one sort of really big tip that I can give you is this, and that is to go hell for leather over the next, let's say, 2 weeks. Obviously don't risk injury, but 100% commit to your runs. You're going to be tired, probably emotional, but mentally fatigued. But now is the time to step on it. What you can put down now could make that difference on race day. And it's really, really important that you try and commit to those runs. And I've really found a big difference in that. In the sort of last couple of weeks of a training block before the taper, to sort of say, top up the hard work that we've done to get us to this stage, it can really make a difference. So example, always best to deal in examples. Maybe you've got a 6 mile run on the plan that would probably might be down as a medium effort. Do half of it medium, do the last half hard. Get after it, get on it, and make sure that works. Maybe you're doing a slightly longer run or whatever. You know, try and get some goal pace, a lot more goal pace in there than you normally would. Or even like on a speed session, when you are so tired, just push through it and get it done and really nail it, because it will absolutely show up on race day, the effort you put in over these next couple of weeks before you taper. So that's the thing, right? And that's why it's an important video this week for me and you, because we are, you know, in this stage of we can see the race ahead of us. We know what's coming our way. We know we've got to get it done, but we're sort of not there yet, and it can become frustrating, especially when you're tired. So that's why it's so important now to sort of push through that and really, really concentrate on getting this last bit done. I can't emphasize it enough, and that's why I said at the start, it's that final push. We're on that home stretch. Think about it. I always think about, when I think about the home stretch of the Great North Run, if you've done that race, let me know in the comments, but you get the South Shields and you basically go straight downhill onto the seafront, and you've got a kilometre to go, or a mile, I can't remember what it is. But you're on that final stretch and you can just see the markers. 800 metres to go, 400 metres to go, and it just keeps coming at you. And that is where you're at. But on the Great North Run, you turn it up, you start sprinting, you start pushing, you give everything you've got left to get through that finish line. And it's the same principle of this phase of your marathon training. So yeah, the final push, people, is here. So there we go, people. You're up to speed in terms of my mindset at the moment, and that's why I wanted to share it with you today, because it's really important to focus in on that. Apart from that, training wise, it's been alright. It's been hard coming back from holiday and getting back in the saddle and pushing on. Who knows what the future's got in terms of times and stuff like that, but I'll worry about that later. But yeah, that's it for the weekly vlog this week. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe before you leave me today. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video as well. And we'll catch you guys later. Say bye, Si. See you later. We'll catch you guys later.